So for lesson 1, this is also going to be completed the first week of class after you do the orientation. You're going to read your first 2 chapters in the book, which are pretty short, and then go through the key concepts. So chapter 1 is the ABCs of programming. It just talks about basically an overview of what a script is, what an object is, what a property is. So it's kind of like object-oriented programming, a little bit of a review. Some of this might be new to people who have not taken CIT110. So if it's new, this will be a little introduction. And then for those of you who have had CIT110, this is a review. So we talk about what a method is, what an event is. The HTML DOM is pretty important in JavaScript, so gives you a little introduction to what that is. Progressive enhancement is separating all of the concerns in web development. This is something that was discussed in 180, and you're seeing it again, because JavaScript falls here under behavior. Okay, so this is just a little brief overview of some of the key concepts in that chapter. Then for chapter 2, this gets into more programming concepts. So first thing it covers is syntax, and syntax is just rules. Okay, and so this gives you the rules for coding JavaScript. Okay, and then how to create a statement and the difference between a literal and a variable. And for those of you who have coded before, this again is going to be a review. We don't have a prereq of programming on this class. So there will be people in here who have never coded before, and that is okay. So for some of you, it'll be a review. For some of you, it'll be new. Okay, so if this is all brand new, make sure you read through this very carefully. Read the book. And it basically goes through, tells you what a literal is, tells you what a variable is, tells you how to create variables, how to assign values to variables, how we name our variables. And then we go through all of the different types. So we go through numbers, Boolean, which is true, false, strings, which is text, and we even get into arrays, which is basically a table. Okay, so you're going to want to read through here. I do try to put in all sorts of examples to help you out. And then this last little section are interactive sites that you can go to that give you more explanation. So basically, this little link takes you to a page that explains where you can insert JavaScript code. Okay, and then this next one has a lot of try it yourself exercises. Okay, so the script tag is how we insert JavaScript in our HTML. And this talks about where you can put that. Different locations in your page. There's a try it yourself, so you can actually see how that looks like within your code. Okay, so these are really nice explanations, and I encourage you to take a look at these pages, because I think it will help you not only get a better understanding of JavaScript, but this little interactive page basically gives you an understanding of different things that JavaScript can do. Okay, how you can change HTML styles, how you can hide things. Okay, so click on these links and then take a look at the examples. I did include an example from the book in addition to the W3 school sites. Okay, and I do like how the W3 site explains things, which is why I've included these links. So once you finish with chapter 1 and 2, you're going to work on the programming assignment. And so your first programming assignment is to create an assignment page. So this is going to be similar to what you did in the 180 class. And if you wanted to use your 180 assignment page kind of as a starting point, you can do that. Or I'm kind of giving you a skeleton here that you can use. You can copy and paste and use this as a starting point. You will notice that I don't have a link here. You're going to have to fill that in, okay? But at least it gives you kind of a skeleton of your HTML structure. You are going to name the page index. You're going to have a CIT190 folder you create. You're going to put that right in the folder. And then make sure you customize this. You'll notice I have some generic text, and you're going to want to put in your name in that section. You should have some kind of background image in your page, so I do give you a link to, they're actually PowerPoint backgrounds, but they work really well in web pages. If there is photos that you want to use, here's a link to LunaPic, and you can do editing of images in there. If there's anything that you want to do that you do not remember how, come into office hours and ask, and I'll help you. For your CSS, you need to have a responsive page. So you need Flexbox, CSS Grid, or Grid View. And I am working on examples for you to review for that, because those different responsive techniques oftentimes confuse students. So I will put these examples in the course resource section at the bottom of lesson 1 for you. For your external CSS page, these are your minimum requirements. This example has Flex, but I actually personally like CSS Grid. Out of all the three, CSS Grid to me is the coolest one, but you can use any of them. You'll notice that we have our style rules here, but I don't have values. You need to put those values in. Okay, so yes, you can copy and paste all of this, but some of them I filled in for you, but you'll notice I didn't put padding, I didn't put color, I didn't put text shadow. You have to fill that in. So this is kind of a good review of CSS and HTML. That's kind of what it's designed for. Okay, and here's an example of what the page can look like. Yours can look different, okay, because you're doing your own colors, your own background, whatever you want. And then this little section talks about transferring the page to the web. This should be review for all of you guys. If you do not remember your username and password, let me know because I can forward those to you. And the only reason I want you to go into the validator is to make sure that you didn't do a typo. The validator quite often marks code incorrect when it actually is fine. So I don't want you to get too hung up on the validator. I'm the most concerned with that you've miskeyed an element. That's what you need to look for. And then down here, it tells you how you will be graded. So that is the assignment. And you will be working with this page all semester because you will be linking all of your JavaScript exercises into this page. So if you run into problems, you can't remember things, please ask because I am here to help you. And you will see under course resources a link to a review on Flexbox, Grid View, and CSS Grid. I am working on the videos right now.